Hey guys, so you're probably wondering like, why is she wearing two different color eyeshadows? Head on over to my Musical.ly. I'm gonna put it up on the screen somewhere. My username will also be down below in the description box. Just head over there. I've got a bunch of dope tutorials on my Musical.ly. Just go over there and have a look at some of my tutorials that's on there. So by the title, you can already tell that we're going to be talking about brands that have stole other brands' ideas. No one knows who I am, so no one really cares that I'm making this video, but I wanted to just talk about some of the recent like stealerations. Okay, so first we've got one of the most like the recent theft, which is the Hooda Beauty and the Beauty Bakery campaign thing. So Beauty Bakery is an indie brand. Their theme is baked goods, baking, cakes, stuff like that. They came out with a baking powder which is for under your eyes and setting your face, and it came in like a little flower bag. Oh, it's like their packaging is second to none. I have to say it, it's second to none. Okay, and they basically came up with this baking powder product, and it was just so cute, it was just so beautiful. And then recently Hooda Beauty brought out her Easy Bake powder, which is basically the same thing. It's for baking your under eyes and setting your face, and the whole campaign is, you know, very 50s 60s baking in a kitchen. And there's just so much similarity between these two brands in these campaigns that everybody started saying, you know, Hooda Beauty has stolen this idea from this little indie brand which is a lot newer than Hooda is, and it's kind of wrong. And she has not yet addressed it, even though she has been, like, a lot of people have been asking her about it. She recently made, was it like an Instagram TV or Instagram story or something, where she did like an explanation as into how they came up with the concept. And instead of her addressing and acknowledging Beauty Bakery, she was just kind of like, yeah, so everyone was saying that it's like a really easy powder to use and it's like really easy to bake, and so we came up with Easy Bake. And then, you know, she showed how she came up with the concept of the campaign ad, and it was just kind of like, you're kind of trying to go around the situation rather than just addressing the situation. And I think a lot of people would just respect you a lot more if you just address the situation at hand rather than try to go around it. I understand that a lot of brands do come up with the same concepts, blah blah blah, but when it's something as like, this is a very specific kind of thing, you know, it's very, very specific. I mean, she can't say she doesn't know who Beauty Bakery are. They're everywhere. A lot of people are or have done reviews, like the big beauty gurus have done reviews on Beauty Bakery. They've been all over Instagram, all over the internet. Like, they may not be one of the top dogs, but they're there. They've put their foot through the door. And even if Hooda herself doesn't know who they are, one of her team would know who they are. You're gonna have someone out there who is looking at your competition. Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have someone there who is looking at the competition, even if, like, I would expect Hooda to be doing that herself anyway, because she's a business owner. Like, why would you not be looking at what the competition are doing? That's like business owner 101. You need to know what your competition are doing, what's making them better, what's making them worse, you know. Like, come on. She may not necessarily directly target Beauty Bakery, but it's just kind of like, come on, that is just one of the, it's just common sense. That's one of the things that people have been doing since the beginning of time when it comes to owning businesses. Like, are you crazy? I do not believe for 1 minute that she did not know who Beauty Bakery are. No, sorry. But one thing I do find is that I feel that Beauty Bakery are being so classy. I haven't seen them say anything. I might be wrong, but so far I have not seen them say anything about this. So it's kind of like they're letting everybody else kind of do it for them, which I think is the perfect thing to do. Like, let everybody else like make the comments, let everybody else do it for you. That way there's no way that you can say anything wrong because you're not saying anything at all. So Beauty Bakery, keep on doing your thing because you lot are up there. Tarte and Shop Hush. So Tarte came out with April Fool's prank where they said that they were going to bring out a new Tarte palette called the Icy Beach palette, and it was blues, greens, it was just so beautiful, and everyone was like, no, make this, it's a beautiful palette, just make it. And they didn't. Tarte never seemed to listen to their customers. They never seem to listen to their customers. That's one thing that I've noticed about Tarte. They don't listen to what the people actually want from them. So Shop Hush, well, I think Shop Hush is just a platform. A company whose items are sold on Shop Hush came out with the Atlantis palette, which is a dupe and a half for the Icy Beach palette, because they actually saw it was happening and they said, well, if they won't make it, we will. And I thought that that was the best thing for them to do. I mean, it was just like, you know what, go get your coin, because if they're going to shoot themselves in the foot, then you go and get it. You go and get it because you deserve it. You're actually going to give the consumers what they want, what they actually said that they want. You're using your common sense. And I'm not being funny, but yeah, this theft was kind of like justified in my personal opinion. Like, if you're not going to give your customers what they want and what they're saying, wow, yes, give that to us, then somebody else is going to cash in on it. Like, they were so ridiculous to not do it. And I think like all the palettes on Shop Hush are like $10 or something like that. Tarte would have been able to make at least $30 per palette, if not more, because they are a high-end brand. So they could have been able to pull in so much more money, as well as, you know, show the consumer that, you know what, we are listening, we are here to give you what you want. We're happy to step out of our usual box of just doing browns, pinks, all of that stuff. We can do color, and I think that that would have helped to reinstate trust, especially as they had that issue with the whole foundation thing. But no, Tarte just set in their ways and decided, no, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to sit here and not make our coin as per what our business is supposed to do. So somebody else did it for them instead. So I can't feel no way toward Tarte like you did that to yourself. Loreal and Manny MUA. So Manny MUA came out with the Life's a Drag palette, and let me just say this, I felt so bad for Manny when Jeffree Star leaked the name of his palette. Like, I don't know why they're not friends. Like, Jeffree Star has given like a very vague explanation as into why his friends are no longer his friends, which was something along the lines of, you know, his friends just used him to get business connections and stuff like that. So I don't know full ins and outs, but that's just vaguely what he said. And so he came out with the Life's a Drag palette, and if you remember the palette, I will throw it up here. He put like a bunch of neutrals on one side and a bunch of colors on the other side. And personally, it's just not for me. I feel like there should have been a little bit more of an arrangement where, you know, some of the neutrals and some of the colors were, you know, mixed together in a convenient way, like in a smart way. But I understand that he had made his palette like that for a reason. He wanted it to be half neutrals or half naturals and half color. He wanted it to be that way, for like, that's how he wants it. So then not long after, Loreal has come out with her Boss, is it Boss Bitch or Boss something palettes. One of them is really, really bright and one of them is really, really natural. And so people are saying that Loreal literally just took Manny's palette and spliced it in half and has one side which is natural and the other side which is colorful. Now, I can't necessarily say that this is a theft at all, because I feel like she's brought out two separate palettes and both of them serve a different purpose. One of them is natural for everyday use and the other one is colorful for when you want to brighten it up a little bit. I'm interested in getting that. Hopefully, has it even been released? I'm not too sure if it's even been released, but I know it will come out on Beauty Bay because her stuff does come out on Beauty Bay. So I am interested in getting that, hopefully, as long as the prices are right. I don't really necessarily think that this is a theft. I understand why people would think that, especially as these are two beauty gurus who are friends, and it just seems like they're just bringing out the same stuff as one another. So if you have the Manly Life's a Drag palette, do you need to get the Loreal palettes as well? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you necessarily do. I don't have the Life's a Drag palette. I like the looks that he did create with them, but they're just not necessarily for, it's not, I'm just not drawn to it. I'm more drawn to the Loreal palettes. I think it's because I'm more drawn to her. Not that I watch her stuff over and over, but I just feel like I'm more drawn to her than I am to him. So I would more likely support her products than I would his. But either way, overall, I don't feel like this is a theft, but I understand why people would feel that way. But how do you feel? Like, tell me how you feel. Oh, lastly, this one happened quite a while ago. The Kylie and Vlada MUA situation. So Vlada MUA, if you don't know, she's like one of the main lip makeup artists for Smashbox, and she brings out dope, amazing lip artistry and displays it on her Instagram. And she brought out this picture of a girl with ombre lips, and she's holding her hands close to her mouth or on her face, and her hands are like covered in gold. And then Kylie came out with a very similar campaign ad or picture where again it was ombre lips. I don't think the lips were done in exactly the same way, if I remember correctly. I don't think it was done in the exact same way. I will find the pictures, put them together and put it up here. But she basically took the idea even down to the hands with the gold on it, and it was just kind of like, what are you doing? And I think it got legal. It got legal. And I just feel like people like Kylie just feel like they can just rip people's art and people's concepts, and that it's okay. And I feel like even if it wasn't directly her, it was probably somebody in her team who was like, oh yeah, let's do this ombre and I think that people need to start asking questions. Okay, so where did you get this idea from? Because this isn't the first thing that she has been accused of stealing. I mean, there was a whole clothing line which was apparently stolen. There was, what else was it? She's also brought out some t-shirts or whatever with her sister Kendall, where it had like pictures of really famous music artists, and then it had other stuff on the top of it. And it's just kind of like, where are you, like, who is signing this stuff off? Who is getting permissions? Who is responsible for those kind of things? Clearly it's not being done correctly, and whoever is responsible, you kind of need to fire them, because they're getting you into trouble to the point where Vlada had to sue you or get her legal team involved. That's not a good look for you. Because I'm not being funny, like, Vlada is known on Instagram, but Vlada doesn't have Kylie's status, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have the wrong team around you if they're letting all of this kind of stuff fly. They're happy to get you into trouble, and that's not a good look. I don't know. So what other thefts do you know about that maybe I missed in this little lineup? I find them all very interesting and entertaining. Do you think that some of these were thefts, or do you think they were just misunderstandings? Do you think that it was just some people having the same idea and it was just coincidence? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, put me on notification, and with the notification, they're doing this thing where you have to press that you want to be notified for all of the videos or occasional videos. Make sure you click all. Ugh, that's really been irritating me. Anyway, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.